Welcome, I'll be reacting to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 2. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original on Disney+.
Everybody in the world expects me to be something.
This is a lot of pressure to put anyone under. I kind of feel for him.
They're gonna love you. Good luck.
Okay, they're kind of cute.
Good morning, America. Good morning. Captain America.
I would be
Good
doing the
morning,
same thing.
John,
I'd be like
Captain,
trying to practice.
Captain America. I just want to do the job.
This is the job, John.
Yeah.
All of it is.
John. I wasn't paying attention to his uniform. What name is on his uniform? Walker. Oh, John Walker. Oh, of course. All right. Yeah. John Walker. Okay. So they're doing this storyline. It's been a while, but I think... Wasn't Steve alive, though? I could be wrong. I'm so bad at the Captain America stuff. This will be really interesting, then, because I don't think we've seen him on screen before. I could be wrong. He has cheerleaders! Just like the old Cap back in the 40s. Wow. It'd be so weird if you had cheerleaders following you around all the time. You're just trying to do a meeting or walk down the street and you're like, Yahoo!
I got big shoes to fill.
Did you know Steve Rogers?
Well, I was a few years
Bucky's
out
like-
when Steve came back on the scene. I followed his career very closely.
Oh. I'm sensing a team up's coming very soon. Because they're both irritated by this.
Now, Red Wing traced them to a building somewhere outside of Munich, so that's where I'm going.
Well, I don't trust Red Wing.
You
Hold
don't-
on a minute.
You don't have to trust Red Wing. But I'm gonna go see if he's right. 'Cause I have a feeling they might be a part of the Big Three.
What big three?
The Big Three.
What big three?
Androids, aliens, and wizards.
Androids, aliens, and wizards. I mean, that basically sums up Marvel. This is great. Although for Percy Jackson fans out there, you know who the real big three are. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades.
So who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
How do you know about Gandalf?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
So you see my point?
No.
Bucky is a Tolkien fan? Alright. That's it. I can quit this episode. I'm perfectly happy. It's all downhill from here. Oh, he read The Hobbit when it first came out. I've never really connected with his character too much beyond just him being a friend of Cap. But alright. Alright, I see you. I see you, Bucky.
A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat. Think about it, right? I'm right. I just came up with that. It's crazy. Look, that's not the point. These guys aren't magical.
I love that they've brought humor back into this. I hope they keep it up. Sorcerers are just wizards without a hat. Oh. That still looks painful.
You know that, right?
Red Wing. It is so cute.
Get out of my face, Sam, or I'll break it.
They really need to learn how to work as a team more.
Little time in Wakanda and you come out White Panther.
It's actually White Wolf.
Panther. You know, like The Witcher, it's White Wolf.
You only see two?
That's what I
Let me see what Red Wing sees. Let me see. Let's see what Red Wing...
I love how he basically has Mandalorian gauntlets. I know you're trying to redeem yourself, but be careful. You don't know it's a hostage. No, Red Wing! Take her out. Come on, Sam. I now have a personal interest in these bad guys going down. Oh, yes! Go John! I didn't expect him to be involved this quickly. Oh, Bucky's gonna be so mad.
Use that shield.
Get off of me!
So that didn't go as planned, huh?
They're just ignoring them.
Look, I see a guy hanging out of a helicopter in tactical gear. I need a lot more than Lamar Hoskins.
I'm Battlestar, John Spartan.
Battlestar?
It'd be a whole lot easier if I had Cap's wingman on my side.
It's always that last line.
Yeah. He wasn't supposed to be the wingman. John got stuck with this job. He didn't ask for it, and he's just doing the best that he can. And over here, you have Cap's actual friends who are heartbroken by all this. I'm really rooting for all of them at this point. You hurt Red Wing. Red Wing.
One world.
One people.
One world.
One people.
One world.
One people.
It's interesting because I have read De Monarchia by Dante, and he was propounding a one-world government as well back in the 14th century. Let me see if I have that. This is a translation, but he mentions to prevent war between nations and rulers, an ultimate single authority is needed. Peace is the ultimate state of mankind. Love being the highest goal. He's most known for, of course, Dante's Inferno, but it's really interesting some of the other things that he has to say. If you haven't read them, I highly recommend his other works.
Let's take the shield and do this ourselves.
We can't just run up on a man, beat him up, and take it.
He's like, watch me.
Sam, this is Isaiah. He was a hero. One of the ones that Hydra feared the most, like Steve.
You know what they did to me for being a hero? They put my ass in jail for 30 years. People running tests, taking my blood, coming into my cell. Even your people weren't done with me.
I say you.
Get out of my house!
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Yikes.
There's a warrant out for your arrest.
The president pardoned him for all of that.
Not for that. You missed your court-mandated therapy. It's like missing a check-in with your PO.
Oh, great. Wow. I really don't like his therapist. Like, I didn't like her before, now I really don't like her.
You should really enjoy this.
I'm going to.
I know you
Couples
are.
therapy.
Yeah.
Sam, face each other. Are you having a staring contest?
That is everything he stood for. That is his legacy. He gave you that shield and you threw it away like it was nothing. So maybe he was wrong about you. And if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Oh.
If we divide ourselves, we don't stand a chance. You guys know that.
Rules of engagement and all kind of authorizations you have to get. We're free agents. We're more flexible. So it wouldn't make sense for us to work with you.
A word of advice, then. Stay the hell out of my way.
I'm worried that the friction between them is going to turn into a gulf and they'll eventually end up fighting each other. I hope not, but I could see that happening.
Walker doesn't have any leads.
I know where you're going with this, and no.
He knows all of Hydra's secrets. Don't you remember Siberia?
We're gonna go see Zemo.
Oh, this should be good. Oh, you're ending it there? Wow. Okay, then. This episode followed the same general formula of having a centerpiece action sequence, some tidbits that moved the story forward, and best of all, wonderful character interactions, this time with a lot more humor to it. I'm really worried about the extremely fragile alliances going on right now, though. Sam and Bucky went from irritated with each other to really upset because they finally said what was actually going on rather than just throwing quips at each other. And of course you have John and his team who are like, look, we tried to work with you people and you've thrown it back in our face every single time. We're kind of done. Like, get over yourselves. This could just all fall apart. The introduction of Isaiah, that's really important. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember there was a whole weird serum experiment that they did on African Americans in the comics. I don't recall a lot of detail on that, so people who have read the comics fill me in. But it would be interesting to get some flashbacks from him if he comes back into the series, which I'm assuming he will. I mean, they wouldn't introduce a huge character like that and then just drop it. That whole sequence when they went to visit him was really well done. I like how gray everything is. The people in charge, you can't really fully trust them. Like, they put Isaiah in prison for all those years just as an excuse to experiment on him, presumably. And that whole incident with the cops making certain assumptions, it was subtle, but also a demonstration of, hey, things are not rosy right now. As terrible as their group is, I can kind of empathize with the Flag Smashers who just want everyone to come together and to stop treating refugees like they're worthless and don't deserve health treatment and food and supplies. I mentioned during the reaction, John and Battlestar, I forget his name, I'm sorry, I just remember his comic name. They have their thing going, and if they do follow the original story, they're going to kind of splinter off on their own and get kind of extremist. So I can see the seeds being sown of that potentially happening. It's really intriguing what they're doing with all of this, because right now you feel for a lot of the characters, even though they're on different sides. And while you definitely have heroes and villains fighting each other, it's not always clear-cut which one to root for. And I love it when that happens. It makes it much more realistic and engaging as an audience member. So far, this series hit the ground running and it has been excellent. I hope they can keep up the momentum.